The next person I'm going to introduce told me that he wasn't a businessman. He had no business credentials. He also told me that during the Bosnian War, he set up a fund so that when the war was over, there would be funds for the victims to help them with their recovery. It showed initiative. He was very practical. He had passion. I think he's a businessman. He also happens to be the administrator of the UN Development Programme. So please welcome Mr. Kemal Dervis.
Thank you, Femi. Thank you, President Wade, for being here tonight and for those very inspiring words. As always, you gave us your wisdom. Although I would say that the businesses should do some business in Senegal and then move on to many other countries. I'm sure you agree. Your Majesty, Queen Rania El Abdallah, Your Excellency, President Wade, Excellencies, distinguished guests, friends, and colleagues. I would like to first start by thanking our partners at the International Chamber of Commerce and the Prince of Wales International Business Leaders Forum for organizing with us the World Business and Development Awards, awards to recognize the crucial role of the private sector in sustainable development. I am pleased to be here tonight with you among these innovative business leaders from around the world. Rajat Gupta, my dear friend and one of the leaders in the development field, has shared with you already some of the examples we're celebrating today. The 10 companies we're honoring tonight with the 2008 World Business and Development Awards have demonstrated with their actions that by reaching out to private business and by helping private business work in the development field, we can achieve the Millennium Development Goals. Collectively, these 10 businesses have improved the lives of millions of peoples around the world. I would also like to underline here again the role that the United Kingdom government has played, and of course Gordon Brown's call to action in May, which is a related and parallel effort which we're also engaged in today. This evening I have the privilege, along with our partners from the Global Compact, the International Business Leaders Forum, the Clinton Global Initiative and DFID, and in collaboration with the World Economic Forum, to present to you the Global Partnership for the Business Call to Action, launched earlier today at the UN. This initiative will encourage more private sector companies to engage in inclusive business models, demonstrating that the pursuit of wealth creation and human progress can be harnessed to work to everyone's benefit. The business call to action will also track commitments companies make and disseminate lessons on what works well for both businesses and poor communities, enabling good practices to be shared and replicated around the world. As the world becomes more interdependent, doing business with the poor has shown not only to be a potential boost to a company's competitiveness, but also to be a force multiplier in the fight against poverty. Business can create domestic employment and wealth, free local entrepreneurial energies, all of which contributes to human development and the MDGs. Through the World Business and Development Awards and the Business Call to Action, we are presenting a new approach. It's an approach where we go beyond, of course, philanthropy, which remains very important, charity, and beyond traditional models and beyond also the large-scale activities to develop business initiatives at the grassroots level and to show that very grassroots approaches that deal with the poorest segments of markets can actually be quite profitable in the long term. To be sure, and we see it today in what we're going through in this city, laissez-faire approaches alone will not end poverty. The effectiveness of the private sector and the quality of life of a state's citizens depend greatly on the quality and capacity of public institutions, political, financial, and economic institutions. To help the poor, a government has numerous roles to play, such as ensuring fair competition and appropriate regulation and incentives. I think we see again and again that to develop, to fight poverty, to succeed, we need strong markets, a strong private sector, strong private initiative, but we also need good government. We also need effective regulation and the institutions that allow the private sector to do its job in a way that benefits all. Our aim is to meet the world's Millennium Development Goals and achieve sustainable development. Meeting these challenges head-on requires this kind of creativity. It also requires all of us working together: public sector, private sector, civil society, benevolent work, philanthropy. All these forces have to work together. Not one of them alone can achieve success. By celebrating the winners of the World Business and Development Awards, we aim to build awareness of the MDGs in the business community. We hope that these initiatives will inspire many other companies. We also hope that many other companies will join the business call to action. And now, it is a great honor and pleasure for me to introduce Her Majesty Queen Rania Al Abdallah, an outspoken advocate of the Millennium Development Goals and of advancing health and promoting excellence and innovation in education across the globe. In addition to her special interest in protecting children from violence and expanding women's active participation in the workforce around the world, Queen Rania has been and still is actively involved in developing income-generating projects and advancing best practices in the field of microfinance. She was among the leaders spearheading the call to action on the Millennium Development Goals, alongside UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and UK Prime Minister Gordon Brown, who will be with us tomorrow in January this year. Your Majesty, the floor is yours.